Yes, sir. It has play. Look at this. Look at the wheel. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode from Backyard Boys. Super pumped because today is the day we get the floor into our RS5, and once the floor is on, guess what we can assemble next? The rear subframe assembly, including both the wheels, all the brake lines, all the suspension lines, everything basically after that. And technically after that, the car is able to drive. So that's pretty exciting news right there. And I just want to start this episode off by saying that if you guys are new to this channel or you guys enjoy my content, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, press that little bell notification, and let's go ahead and start off this episode. So basically what we did is we got this floor. This is the new one here. We put it inside where we needed it to, and there's a lot of holes that I drilled in order to get the original floor out of the vehicle. As you guys can tell, you see all these holes. So we went ahead and put this into its place where it needs to be, and we marked every single hole that needs to be prepped with a Sharpie. You guys can see all that there, all the holes from the top. And then if we look on the underside of this, we can see all those holes there. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and prep a strip like this out with some angle, what is it called? It's gonna be called a belt file, and a special blade that only takes off material. So only take off this original primer coating. That way we can weld to it. And then after that, we have to drill holes here since it's a frame rail. So we have to kind of know the spots and drill holes here for plug welds. And I gotta go under the car, clean off some seam sealer, get the thing prepped up, get the welder ready, and get this thing welded in. There's probably like 100 holes that have to be welded in. It's kind of annoying, but it's got to be done. We got to get this thing done, seam sealed under, painted under, and then the subframe can go on. Let's get right into it. I'm super pumped because this thing is just flying at this point. We're not stopping for anything. Let's get it. So I went ahead and marked where the original weld was, kind of put a little dot right there, indicator on the frame rail, since this covers it up, and then we just carry it over, boom. We got all the spots marked where there's gonna be holes to weld through into the frame rail, and then this gets seam sealed here on the edge, seam sealed all around. It's gonna look perfect. It's gonna look gorgeous. So we got all the holes drilled where the holes need to be drilled. I even marked it. This upper bar right here needs to be prepped. It's just prepped because we got holes in that piece. But another little tip for beautiful welds, you want to prep around these holes too. Just kind of clean up that original primer from there. So let's do it. So next step, and basically the last step, is to clean up all the seam sealer under here and prep it under here. Realistically, there's not that much here and then around. So yeah, we're not that much. We'll get a little wire, what is it called? Wire brush on a drill, yeah, and just knock it all down. All right, we're ready to weld. We got everything prepped out. I'm super pumped. We have a lot of holes to weld. This is gonna take some time. We're probably gonna put you guys on some time lapse, not really bore you guys with this footage, just repetitive footage. So we're gonna get this whole thing welded. I'm currently sitting on it, that way it's pressed down nice and even everywhere. I'm gonna put some tack welds in here because it's currently spaced out evenly right now, right in the center. Put some tack welds throughout the thing, remove the spacers, and just start drilling everything. So let's get right into it. Turn that sucker on. Yes, sir. Yo, so look at this. We got everything welded up here. You guys can see the welds from under went all the way through. Every single one on the money. Here. I think I counted up 92 weld spots. So a lot of welding was done just right now. So right here we kind of knocked down the welds just a little bit, make them a little flatter than usual. I'm gonna go ahead and tape this off, tape it off, and seam seal this, seam seal that, all around. While that's happening, Ed is gonna go under the vehicle and grind down all those spot welds because we gotta seam seal all down under there as well before putting on the subframe. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm not sure if we're gonna even need to paint because the seam sealer is this color. It's this color. You see the color here? And that's the exact color we have. It's like a beige color. And then the rest of the, so here, let me explain. Right here is where we need a seam seal. That all needs to be covered in seam seal. So once all this is covered in seam seal, we can put the subframe on, and then this we can paint with the subframe on. So this all can be seam sealed here, because technically we don't need to paint this. This is literally gonna be all covered in seam sealer. So as you guys can tell, it's that beige color here. Take a look here. So yeah, let's get to it. Start taping off right here. That way we can seam seal inside. We're all masked off now, ready to lay the seam sealer down and then hop under the vehicle. So this makes a little cap. Oh, there it goes. Beige seam sealer to match the OEM if we don't need to paint it. in spots that we don't need to paint it, you know, we're just gonna leave it. All right, so we got everything seam sealed on top. It's looking really pretty, but we are running out of this beige seam sealer. As you guys can tell, we have just a little bit here, and we're gonna need a whole ton of it for the underside of this rear body tray or rear body wheel well. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and run down to Napa, take you guys with us, and grab ourselves a new Tubic, and then that should be enough. Send it. Alright, so we went ahead and grinded everything down, all the welds, made them as flat as possible. And now it's time to just seam seal this whole tub literally how it kind of is. It's just spread out through everything, and that's just how it is. So we're gonna do that, give it this similar texture with the brush. I know this seam sealer is most likely sprayed on from factory, but I don't have that spray gun and just can't wait. I gotta get this done. So I'll make it look perfect, I know that. So yeah, all right. Well, that's it for the tub, and everything went smooth. We had a little issue with the seam sealer back here drying up on us, but we layered it up and it's totally fine. It looks good. That's kind of what it looks like. It's kind of just like this way, that way, dotted, as you guys can see anywhere. It's weird how it looks, and that's kind of how it looks like. What we're gonna do tomorrow is probably undercoat it quickly. That way it's gonna give it even more of this like roughened look, basically smoothing out all the lines and stuff. And then after we undercoat it, we're gonna go ahead and paint it. That should probably take us all in all like 2 hours for everything. And after that, we're gonna go ahead and bring the subframe in here and test fit it. And that's gonna be super exciting because we're gonna finally have two wheel axle thingies, I guess you can say. You know, we're gonna have two suspension assemblies on the vehicle, and that's gonna be something else. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow because we gotta wait for the seam seal to dry up, and it's the end of the day. Peace out. It is the next morning here, guys, and we are super pumped up, re-energized, and getting back to work on the RS5. So look at this. This right here is the old underbody tray, the wheel well, whatever you want to call it. And you guys can see this, just like, I don't know, seam seal texture all over the place. And it's got like these smears here. It's just, you can't really replicate this 1000%. But we already went ahead and made this bead on the car. We made all the beads, and I think there's another bead somewhere. Anyways, but right now what we gotta do is we got some Flex Seal and went ahead and sprayed some right here. I got some Flex Seal, and then I got some other rubber coating stuff. This rubber coating stuff doesn't match as good as the Flex Seal, and I will show you guys. So take a look here. Take a look at this texture here. Take a look at here. There's no texture here. Go ahead and spray some of this Flex Seal. Look at that. Texture. And look over here. Looks really good. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and Flex Seal under everything, and then I'm gonna paint what needs to be painted. You guys can see it goes black and then beige. It's under the car. It's it's kind of how it is. You kind of just got to make it look as OEM as possible. You can never ever get it 1000% perfect. You see these little screw weld thingies? We already knocked off 2 of them, or like 6 of them actually, and welded them back onto the car where they should be. So we're basically ready for this and the subframe. I'm super pumped. Let's go ahead and get everything undercoated, painted in, and then get the subframe just mocked up in there. So we're just about ready to install this subframe. We got everything mocked up. You guys saw under there, we undercoated it. It looks pretty darn OEM, to be honest with you guys. What we gotta do right now is change out these 2 lines because they are pinched somewhere. And once we get them changed out, I'll show you guys the ones that are pinched. And then after that, we can put in the subframe. So another thing is, if any of you guys know how to bleed these, I don't know how to bleed this system here, because it's brakes and suspension in one. And I'm not sure how to break them. I mean bleed them. I'm pretty sure I can Google and stuff, but if someone knows, drop a comment down below. That will help a lot. So thank you in advance for that, by the way. It's looking so good. I'm all dirty, beat up because it was a pain in the butt to wire everything, get everything painted. But take a look under here, look how nice and neat it looks now. All it needs is that subframe and that suspension assembly, which we have all new subframe bolts and everything, so we're gonna go ahead and put that in. But right now, let's go ahead and get that assembly, put it in here, mock it up, because we're probably gonna need some jacks or something to lift it up because it's super heavy. And super excited, dude, this is crazy. So take a look here. Look at that. Pinched. Basically I can just snap it off right there. Completely shot. Other one pinched here. So yeah, that's why we replaced both of them. Well, let's go ahead and carry this sucker there. So we got it a little twisted. It's actually the other way around. I'm gonna carry it back out, twist it, put it back in. Look at that, boom, we got a whole suspension assembly here. We got new bolts all around, rears, fronts. So we're gonna go under there right now, and then I'm gonna use some kind of jack or something. Lift it up, just kind of finger tighten these for now, and we'll see what it looks like. got rear wheels.
It's not a hovercraft no more.
It's not a hovercraft no more. We got the floor in, we got the wheels. Now, I'll tell you guys the rest of the work. It's not much. It is a lot, but it's not. It is a lot. Look, this side, inner wheel well gets changed. Quarter panel gets changed. Quarter panel gets changed. Quarter panel. You guys like how I say quarter? And then rear body panel, inside piece, outside piece. Everything seems to have painted. Interior assembled. Because we already have all the airbags, so there's not really much work besides the fact that we got to send the seatbelts out. But interior assembled, and this sucker's going to paint.
That is kind of a lot of work.
Yeah, but still. I mean, we got to put the diff on and all that stuff under there, but look at that. We're starting to get something that looks like a car now. It's crazy. Everything lined up, so it's very beautiful. I'm happy about that. All 4 main bolts on the subframe lined up, and then we have about, I'm going to guess, 16, 17 suspension bolts that will be tightened. We will pick the load. Somebody asked, actually, speaking of, somebody asked why load the car. Basically, load means put weight on the car or on the suspension in order to tighten all the suspension components. And I'll explain right now why. Because look, you have bushings on both sides of the control arms. Let me show you guys a quick analogy or a quick representation. Let me pop this off right here. Come on. Come on, dude. Alright, so oops. Look, we have this as a control arm. There's a bushing here and there's a bushing here. Say the car is loose like it is right now. We tighten this bushing, and this bushing is rubber, so it tightens in here. And now when we put load, the bushing is under pressure already. But if we loosen this, put the car on its feet flat, and then tighten it, now when the car is just cruising, it's not stressing out the bushing. So the bushing is acting how it should, and it returns to its neutral position all the time. Neutral position meaning where the bolt was tightened. I don't know if that makes sense, but if that doesn't make sense, then try to Google it. The excitement is real. Look at this. So it's in, and as you guys can tell, it's still loose because we're gonna go ahead and center everything and then tighten it. But I want to show you guys how much play this subframe has. Look, it has play. Look at this. Look at the wheel. And then this way. And you know, on each side, say it's moved on this side half an inch. That means on the other side it's half an inch sticking out. So that actually means 1 full inch on both sides, you know, if you're gonna do fitment to quarter panel. So that's kind of a little thing to keep in mind. But anyways, I'm super excited. Thank you guys for staying tuned and watching this video to the very end. If you guys are still here, go ahead and comment BYB Squad. Follow me on Instagram at BYBTim. Follow Ed at BYBEd. The progress on this car is absolutely unreal, and I'm hoping you guys are having a little bit more faith in me in finishing this project, because I'm at about 100% that this thing's gonna be completed. It's gonna be looking sick, and it's gonna be running absolutely prime. If you guys do enjoy the content, smash the like button. If you guys enjoy the channel, go ahead, press that subscribe button. And I'm gonna go ahead and make some Audi merch. So if you guys are interested in some Audi merch, comment that down below. Catch you guys in the next one. The next one is the best one. Peace out.